The Google Police, the Google AdWords policy team. Now, you've probably heard many horror stories about working with the Google AdWords policy team. They can be fierce, but you need to understand where they're coming from so that you can work with them harmoniously. And a big part of that is setting things up correctly from the start to help you in times of trouble. Now, trouble will come. There's really nothing you can do about it. Even the biggest companies deal with issues with the Google AdWords policy team, but it's easier to overcome if you follow all the things in this training so that you can get past these things quickly. Now, the Google AdWords policy team, they have an objective given to them, given the mission of everything I told you up till now about what Google's trying to accomplish. Their job is to clean up Google's advertising network of what's called bad actors. These are individuals that push the envelope, break the rules, try to make a quick buck at the expense of others, who really don't stand behind their product or service, scammers, all of the things that you would consider as bad. Their job is to get rid of it. So they create these rules, they enforce these rules, they police, they prosecute, they judge, they do all the stuff to keep it nice and clean. They also are charged with being, and this might be the most frustrating point for many of you, inaccessible to prevent corruption of the mission. And they live by a credo or a code, if you will, to protect the most vulnerable user on their network. And I have, as an example here, the 80-year-old grandma model. What that means is, would you feel comfortable with your 80-year-old grandma who knows little about the internet, little about stuff concerning marketing? Would you feel comfortable with her on this site? And if that answer is not really or no, then they will immediately squash any advertising that violates that simplistic model. Now, it's important for you to understand what they are not, because they are not your defense attorney. This is the part that many people have difficulty with if they run into issues. They're not here to defend you. They are not your marketing advisors. They do not care how much you spent. And most of all, they're not marketers themselves. It is actually a group of really smart people who take everything literally that you do and say with your business marketing and website. This can create somewhat of a problem with some of the creative marketing that we do. Right? So we try to draw attention, we try to get clicks, we try to get conversions, we try to create curiosity. Well, they take that stuff quite literally because they're not marketers, they're just smart people. The reality is there's some phrasing or verbiage that you just, quite frankly, you're not going to be able to do because it will violate their mission. And they will take what you say literally. And if you take it literally, well, of course, it's not going to sound right. You have to understand the nuances. And with their goals to protect even the most vulnerable person that may take your stuff literally, then in that instance, you will have to do some edits to the way you do your copywriting or the imagery you put out, or even the way you present what results people can experience from your offers.